Let's look at the grid for race 2 then. On the front row of the grid we've got the two Team Parker Renault Megans of Sam Parker and Darren Parker. On row 2 we've got Tom Foster in the K-Tech Racing Subaru with Craig Kellett in the Ford Mustang of Team Craig's. On row 3 we've got Kieran Thomas in the second of the K-Tech Subarus. Next to him we've got Shane McMahon in the BMW M4. On row 4 we've got Callum Baker in the Subaru, and we've got Mike Kuipers of the Ford Mustang there. Row 5 we've got the two VW Team 5 Promars of Nico Clausen and Sven Slebioda. On row 6 we've got the Renault Megane of Josh Hardy. Next to him we've got Dalby Thind in the Lexus RCF, and at the back row of the grid here we've got Rob Pellet in the Genesis, and we've got Craig Oggy in the Ford Mustang of Team Craig's. Here we go then, race 2, round 2. The two Renaults are on the front after their 1-2 finish in the first race. Can they repeat it in race 2? And a storming start from Tom there. Kieran as well, he's gone into second position, and the two Renaults and the two Subarus are going to fight for the top positions here. Tom has gone straight into the lead. Further down we've got Kieran, and he's got right behind the Renault of Sam Parker. This could be good for the Subarus if Kieran can get ahead of Sam now. Kieran needs some points to get up that table and catch up with the rest of them after that poor performance at Monza. In the background we've got that's Craig Kellett going wide again in that corner, and there's a bit of argy-bargy with Darren and with Josh. Josh is definitely going to be racing aggressively. He's racing angry after that disappointment in the first race, and the stewards have looked at the race and they've decided the incident with Shane is a racing incident, and the conclusion is that there is no penalties given to Shane, which is disappointing for Josh. He's going to have to take it on the chin and continue to race for points, move on from it and see if he can get some points in the second and the third race. So far he's in 4th position ahead of Craig Kellett in the Ford Mustang here. Craig runs very wide, and is that going to allow Darren Parker behind him to catch up and to overtake him? As to say that, we see here is Rob Pellet, and he's made a great start into this from the back row of the grid. He's in 7th position, so Rob probably also disappointed with his finish in that race. Is determined to get a better result. I think he went with the hard tyres, so if he's on the super softs now, this could be good for Rob. And he's got Mike Kuipers behind him in the Mustang, and they go in the corner together. Shane's also there in the BMW. Oh, nearly loses it. Rob sideways there. Now we're on board with Shane. Ahead of us is Mike in the Mustang and Rob in the Genesis. And oh, that's Craig. Is that Craig Kellett? Yeah, that is. Cold racer Craig Kellett goes wide in the third corner, sorry, and that's allowed everyone else to catch up, and they've all bunched up now. This means that they're all going to slow down a little bit. Everyone else behind is going to catch up, and this is some great close racing. They're all doing really well to not go into each other. And still following Rob now as he tries to overtake Darren on the inside. I think he's got him. Yeah, that's a good move. Darren now has got, oh, he's got Shane. Shane's got past him as well. Let's go on board with Darren. And he's got Mike has got past him, so you can see when he's on the outside, I think he's on the hard tyres. They're always saying that the hard tyres are really, really tough in this track, and they're unforgiving, almost 3 seconds slower, they were saying in testing. So get out of the way. And as we've seen, the Parker Racing Renaults were very dominant on the softs early on race 1, but now they're struggling near down the back of the pack, and that Slebby has gone ahead of Darren now. So Darren really struggling on the hard tyres. He's on the inside of Slebby, trying to salvage the points to get as many as he can. And he's on the inside of Slebby here. He's going to have to fight for it. Mike Kuipers going slightly wide in the Mustang. It's all bunched up still. Close pack racing. Oh, there's Shane. Shane's off the track. Not sure what happened with Shane, but he's gone off, probably gone too fast into the corner, and he's gone down to 12th, which is disappointing for Shane. And then we've got Oggy, who is still really struggling here at Red Bull Ring. Maybe he doesn't know the circuit. There's Callum racing with Slebby now. Let's have a look further up the fields. We've got now Craig Kellett racing with Rob Pellet. It's Pellet and Kellett having a good race. And Kellett's gone wide. And it's allowed Mike Kuipers to get involved. We're on board with with Craig. And there's Mike behind him. Is Mike going to get on the inside and overtake him? Well, he's going for it, and I think he's got him. Yep, he's got it. And so is Rob. Rob's on the inside, and Rob's gone on overtaking Craig, and he's pushed him down to 7th position. This is fantastic racing between the three of them. Into the 3rd corner and running wide. There's Darren. He's gone off into the gravel. And Darren really struggling on the hard tyres. Oh, that was Slebby going wide there. I think he was a bit confident in trying to overtake Darren, but it didn't work out. So Rob and Craig fighting for 7th and 6th on lap 4, just about to go across. Oh, Craig goes on the inside of Rob, but it doesn't work out, and that's got him exiting the corner really slow now, so that's allowed Nico to catch him. Can Nico take advantage of Craig's mistake? And I don't think it has allowed Nico to gain on Craig too much. Further up, let's have a little look. We've got Kieran, and he is behind Mike Kuipers now. Mike is very quickly going up the field, and he's actually making a move on Sam Parker, who's on the hard tyres, so this should be straightforward and easy. Yep, there he goes, he gets it, and this is putting Mike into a podium position on his first outing with that Ford Mustang. As I said, it's a shame that he missed the first event, but Mike is showing strengths in this Mustang already, and he's in a podium position. This will be a good result if he can keep this. He can now push for 2nd position, but that is Josh Hardy, who is having a great race, absolute great race compared to race 1. I think he's going for redemption, and he's proving to be strong in this Renault. Around here, what could have happened if he just stayed in 4th in that position and not gone off the track? As I say, it's a shame that he's not had the stewards go with his decision, and he felt that he was pushed off the circuit. But he is now focusing on trying to catch up with Tom in the lead, and Tom is still away ahead now. Josh is doing mid 128s. Let's have a look to see what Tom is doing. Very similar, mid 128s. So his last one was nearly a 129, so a little bit inconsistent, but Tom is still leading. It's got a nice big gap between 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and Tom's got the race circuit to himself almost. This will be Tom's first win if he gets this. Obviously race 2 Monza, he was leading like this one, but unfortunately Sam Parker managed to catch up and took the win away from him. So Tom's had 2 2nd positions, but no win yet, so this could be his first win if he continues to stay clean ahead of Josh, but if Josh catches up, Josh could push for his first win as well, and Josh is dying for that first win, everyone can tell, and really confident of that first win this season. It'll be the first independent win as well, as Josh isn't racing for a team. It'll be interesting to see whether Josh continues as an independent next season or whether he will enter in with a team. People might start talking about Josh and want to race as a team, or Josh may stick with the Zeta sponsored Renault Megane on his own. Further down then, Mike Kuipers continuing for his first podium, lap 7, doing really strong with the DEFCON 1 sponsored Mustang. Mike went through a variety of iterations of his livery at the beginning of the season before the final livery was decided. The weather not great here at the moment. It's quite cloudy and potential there could be rain. There was controversy with the rain tyres, whether they were the right tyres to choose for the bad weather in testing, but hopefully the rain will hold off today for race 3. At the moment it's dry. Further down then, Rob Pellet in 4th. This is good for Rob. Strong compared to his first race, and Sam Parker is doing really well on the hard tyres considering how brutal they are. Further down then we've got Nico Clausen having a good race here with Craig Kellett. I think Craig is also on the hard tyres, so he's struggling. Kieran behind, also on the hard tyres. Let's go on board with Kieran, and he's pushing to get past Craig now. Kieran got a much stronger points haul in the first race, and he's pushing to get another one. He's had a 3rd position so far, so no win for Kieran yet, and Kieran, I know, is one to want to win, very competitive, so he's on the inside of Craig here. But yes, Kieran is very competitive, so he's probably biting at the chance to take a win. But so far so good, consistent in 7th, and now he's pushing to see if he can catch up with Nico Clausen in the VW. This is a good run for Nico as well. The VW struggled in race 1 at the back of the grid, but it's looking good for Nico. Sam Parker, normally at the front, is struggling with these hard tyres. It's a bit of a shame, but every point counts. Darren also struggling, and we've got Shane after his off. He's pushed him down to 10th, and he's struggling to get back up in the mid-pack. See if they can get past his Renaults, but yeah, Shane not as good as the first race. Slebby struggling in the second of the VWs. The VWs need a good points haul really to catch up with the rest of the teams. Here's Oggy, and Oggy is having another rubbish race, and inexperienced Oggy in the Mustang on GT Sport, so still getting to grips with the car, the game, the circuit, but it's good to see him still competing. And Callum Baker here in 12th is struggling. He had a good result in the first race, so I think he'd be disappointed with this. I don't think Dalby, yeah, there is Dalby. I thought Dalby might retire, but I think he's got car issues somewhat, and so Dalby is pretty much out this. So Tom is still in the lead. I think he's dealing with a penalty there, and he is doing a I did a 1:30 last lap, so and it's a little bit slower. Let's see where he is. Oh, now, so Josh Hardy has now got to focus on Mike Kuipers. So Mike is in third and could push Josh out of the second position and put him down to third. And Josh was really hoping and pushing for the first place to get past Tom, but now he's got to focus on Mike. Let's go on board with Mike then. Let's watch Josh. And these two were testing together the weeks before the season started, and they're running out of laps, so this will be a great fight down to the wire, hopefully for second position. I think Tom has got the win in the bag as they go on to the final lap. Look at that strong defending from the Renault of Josh Hardy now as they go into the first corner. Oh, a bit of a push, but whoa, I think that's Josh. He spun round there, so Josh needs to get himself going, otherwise he's going to lose that podium position. I think maybe he should have held back and just taken third, and he's got a potential of Rob now to catch up. There's Rob and there's Josh, so Josh got lucky there. I think he spun. Let's have a little look at the replay to see what happened there. Let's have a little look on board with Josh Hardy in the Renault then. Let's see, Mike Kuipers is on the left hand side of him as they go into the first corner, and then Josh goes in and there's a slight tap and it's unsettled the car and he's spun round, so yep. But luckily Josh gets away with it, facing the right way, gets underway. So still on board here with Rob. Josh is still ahead. I don't think Rob's going to make it to get another podium, but if Josh just stays on the track now, he can keep his second podium of the season. Further up, Mike has managed to get some space now, pulled a gap, and this will be a great second for Mike. But Tom Foster's going to come round the final corner, and a dominant win for Tom right from the word go. Tom Foster takes it for race 2, his first win of the season, of the series, in the Subaru K-Tech Racing. Second position then, Mike Kuipers, a really good build for points. Third is Josh Hardy in the Renault. Fourth will be Robert Pellet. Fifth, a good fifth for Nico. Sam will take 6th, just ahead of Craig in at 7th. Kieran will take 8th. Shane will take 9th. Slebby will take 10th. Darren Parker will take 11th. And then here comes Callum for 12th. And 13th will be Oggy ahead of Dalby, who I think is still on the circuit. Yep. But it's going to be Oggy who gets it.